Here we go. We're going to extraction height. Got to get an extra 3 inches. You know, every inch matters.
What does that mean?
Ever gonna hit the curb? All right. Half-charged Cybertruck on comfort mode, actually. It's finally happened. We get to review the Tesla Cybertruck. Thanks to Dennis CW here. Thank you so much for bringing this vehicle out here. We've got a lot to cover. We've got great things to cover. We've got problems to cover. And boy, I have to say, there's one reason that would actually prevent me from buying this car today, which I'm disappointed about. We're gonna hit in this video. But first, let's start with the outside. The first thing that I really want to point out over here is one of the things that I love about trucks is the idea of hanging out by trucks. That's the first thing I did out here. And then I started realizing, why is this painful? It's because this edge is actually on the relatively sharp side. Jack, what do you think about that? You wanna touch that? Tell me what you think about that. How do you feel about it?
Kind of sharp.
Kind of sharp. Okay, kind of like a dull knife at medieval times or blade at medieval times, right? Yeah. But anyway, so sitting here, it's great. Like usually in a truck, you're gonna rest on it somewhat like this. This is fine on the plastic edge, great. But it really does make you appreciate the sharpness of the edge when you lean on it. Now, what I think this vehicle is nothing more than the prototype of what is going to be the biggest competitor to Rivian. Remember, Rivian makes the Amazon delivery vehicles, and I think this is your almost prototype for the Tesla van. Now, I don't know how I love that as an investor because it just means we're probably another 4 years away from that actually happening. But I will say, pretty impressed with, again, Elon's use of trying to save on margin. And that is, rather than having a handle here to open the lift gate or the gate here, what you've got is a button that unlatches the vehicle on the side. And then we've got our awesome bed. Now, this is where the Rivian part comes in my opinion. This system, the rail system here, Mercedes has this in their Sprinter vans, and other vehicle manufacturers have tried to copy these systems. The attachments on this vehicle are screwed in with Torx screws, so you can't easily kind of turn them and move them as you might be able to with some of the Mercedes attachments. There are pros and cons to that. You get more stability here, and you get less of a risk that they're sort of going to wobble around and loosen an object you're securing, but it does add this extra step. What I would probably do is, if I was moving these regularly, I'd probably have a small drill or even just Torx screwdriver perfectly for this size always in my trunk or space somewhere, so that way I could move these as I'd like. I personally think one of the biggest utilities of this trunk is going to be dividing it with the plastic dividers that Tesla sells. So, and again, even just leaning like this, ouch. But dividing this with the plastic dividers so that way I could permanently have tools that I need in various bins. I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm an electrician and I have one kit for changing outlets and switches, and I have another kit for panel replacements. I'd like to be able to have those in my truck and go, I've got, boom, my Festool bin or my DeWalt bin or whatever for switches and lights. I've got my bin for the panel, which these are often different tools, different size screwdrivers, whatever. So I think there's a real utility in organization here because it's not actually in your seated area in the car, and it's not getting thrown around like in the trunk of a car. Now, this section here is your sort of below bed storage, which there is a good amount of storage here. But what I really want to show off here is these dividing panels, because this is what I'm talking about. You want to hold that? Using these dividing panels to really keep organization, I think A, will be underused, but B, should be overused. Most folks aren't going to take the time to go through and organize their bed. I do think there's massive utility in that though, and it'll be very, very useful for people who are contractors or vendors of really any type. And these just slide into these slots here. The nice thing about the bed is you have a lot more of an adjustment factor with how far apart you want to have these separators, because you've got the complete rail system here. Let's make sure that closed all the way. Good. So this is amazing. I mean, it's certainly a head turner. Love it. Really excited about it. And this locking tunnel cover, very interesting. apparently if you drive with it open, your fuel economy tanks. So it's useful for not just locking and storage, but also the aerodynamics of it. So now let's go ahead and give this a 2-second hold here, I think Dennis told us about, and a let go, and it closes all the way. We have a little bit of video of Jack sitting on top of this. Although, Dennis, you've mentioned friends have been up here as well, and so it's not damaged, no problems yet, eh?
Exactly, yeah. It's supposed to hold up to like 300 pounds, but you want to try it? Get up on it.
Okay, all right. A little nervous about it. Like, I would be the guy who's going to end up denting it. Or, you know what, you go in here without this latched yet, and you pull yourself up and just fall off the back. You know?
Exactly, yeah. I'm not liable.
But let's give it a shot there. By the way, did you notice that shot was actually filmed on a POV camera? The link to that POV camera is in the description down below. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It feels pretty stable, pretty solid up here. I would have expected to feel a lot more bending, and I don't feel that. So it's probably because you've got so many of these independent slats that are distributing weight rather than sort of point pressure on just like, you know, a board of plywood, a thin board of plywood that would be bending in the middle here. So the slat system's probably adding a lot of strength here, which also allows it to roll up, kind of like the IKEA appliance garages. So really like that, very, very cool. Now I also noticed we have what look like anchor points here. These anchor points will likely be useful for ski racks or really quite frankly anything. Yeah, we just have 2 bolt opportunities here. There's screw attachments, but I can bolt something onto this, and that'll let us go for ski racks. Do you have any intentions for what you want to do with yours?
I mean, Unplugged has a full rack system on every single mount, so I'd love to test that out and just put a box on it just for fun.
I love that idea. What I also love is talking about Unplugged, and this isn't even sponsored by Unplugged. When the Cybertruck was first announced, I was looking at some of their products and I'm like, yes, they know exactly what Cybertruck owners are going to want. And there are 2 things here from Unplugged. There's this carbon fiber trim kit that you've got here, and these rims, which you were saying these are the largest rims ever put on a Cybertruck?
Yes, to my knowledge, these are 22-inch rims, sub-hex rims from Unplugged, and you got the KO2 big, meaty tires on top for them.
Yeah, we've got some visitors. Yeah, come on by, come say hello. That's amazing. So now, when it comes to actually opening the door here, we were touching on how challenging it is to not actually touch the frame. There are 2 options that you have when you unlock this. You can go for the window, which I personally don't recommend because I think that Windows servo rather in there is going to get worn out by you wobbling this or misaligned. And the worst thing is taking a car into the service center. That's why all the Tesla owners talk about loving software updates, because you don't have to go in the service center. So I always think of, when I touch things, is it going to end up causing more maintenance for me? So the other option is grabbing it by the weather strip here, but let's be real, this weather strip is going to unglue if you use this regularly to open and close the door, especially when you start putting forward pressure on this with your thumb to go close the door. This almost certainly won't last. So that leaves you with option number 3, which is the best option, but also not the most comfortable for grabbing. It is a sharp edge. I almost wish they had, like, you know, a carbon, maybe not necessarily carbon fiber, but some kind of, you know, grip point, which it could quite frankly be a thing of rubber, a little cutout, or I don't know, like what a normal car has, some kind of grab here where it's a little less uncomfortable to touch that edge. Now you might be wondering, why is this different from a normal car? So the easiest way to picture this is, what is sharper when, let's say we take a piece of paper. If we slice our finger down this, we might get a paper cut, right? Now obviously that material is thicker, so we're not expecting to get cut. But when you look at a car is also made out of sheets of metal. However, those sheets are much thinner. So that way those sheets of metal can actually be bent. So if we focus here on the $100 bill for a moment, and then we think about this edge here, a car door normally has a bent side of metal like this. So when you're touching the edge, you're touching that rounded edge. Check it yourself. Go to your car. Next time you open the car, you'll actually see the metal is folded back on itself, and that's why it's softer to hold. But this is really thick. I mean, this isn't like, I think the comparison actually might be good. Rather than using $1, it'd be kind of like trying to bend this. And it's like, I can't really bend that around myself without having like some giant gap here, right? So I don't think bending is the solution, but maybe like, how about a little rubber weather stripping? I don't know, but something would be a little bit more comfortable there. And of course, to leave fingerprints on. Now, I'm gonna try a little bit of a rub here on the fingerprints. You okay with that?
Go for it.
All right.
But that's why I think like PPF or paint protection film on the door is probably going to be a hot seller from whatever shop that does that.
That's a good point. So a little bit of juice there and a little bit of elbow grease, and it looks like I got a lot out, but I will say I still see a little bit. So we're using the St. Louis Fred here, so maybe they're not the best for cleaning things with, but yeah, that is gonna take a little bit of elbow grease to really kind of rub and polish that out. And I still see evidence or residue of the oils of the fingerprints. So I think you were mentioning that a SpaceX engineer told you that some of the wraps might actually, we don't know this, but could potentially like lead to a lack of oxygen on the actual stainless, which could lead to corrosion?
Yeah, so I met with not a SpaceX engineer, but a space engineer, and he said that you shouldn't you shouldn't wrap these Cybertrucks because the stainless steel, if you wrap it, it can't breathe, and that could lead to corrosion. But I wasn't sure if he meant like corrosion immediately or corrosion in 10 years.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of weird that Tesla's wrapping them themselves, so who knows?
Which is also so weird. I mean, I think there's probably going to be a product that is breathable if that is an issue, but also weird from the point of view of, I always thought corrosion was caused by oxidation, which would be exposure to air, not the lack of exposure to air. So I find that very interesting. But anyway, okay, so this is the outside of the vehicle. Have you gotten to the point where you found out how to remove these yet?
Not yet.
Okay, that was one of the big things when Elon first talked about the vehicle, is removing the mirrors. Apparently it's possible. Not gotten there yet, that's okay. One thing I noticed is how they attach this Foundation Series logo. I joke that you could just buy the regular car and then just put a sticker of Foundation Series on. But they've done something very special here. What it looks like they've done is it looks like they've put a template over this area and then run a very, very fine brush. Think of like fine sandpaper, and really polished this in. So the way this was done is it was sort of this rough stainless that was polished to be cleaner, almost like a knife's blade polish here versus the rest of the area. So creates a very cool cool imprint that would be a lot harder to do after market for somebody who's not obviously in, got an automotive garage or some kind of stainless polishing tools.
Yeah, there's actually 4 places the foundation is marked. You got 2 in the front right here, 1 in the interior cabin, and then 1 on the back of the car as well.
Oh, we'll have to see all of this. Wait, so in the inside as well?
Yep.
Let's take a peek at that. I missed that one.
So right there above.
Oh, you're right. Look at that. Yeah, that's really nice. Right in there. On the plastic here. Very cool. And then where's the other one?
The last one is right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very cool.
But
yeah,
you can see, like, in every location, it's a little bit different and not like a same type of stamp.
That's awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna invite Jack here to open the frunk, and we wanna showcase the size of this. I believe this template here will be for the front license plate, and then we've got some tow hooks here. But Jack, there is a button in here. You'll just have to avoid and dodge this sharp edge here. Go ahead and give that a push. Yeah, look at that. And then we've got the motorized frunk. And this, I imagine, should be strong enough for Jack to go in there. You think you're okay with that?
Go for it, yeah.
Jack, why don't you go in there? I won't close it on you. We're not going to conduct child abuse, at least not on camera. No, I'm just kidding, never. Can you lie down and can we see what that looks like? Let's see if you could fit completely in there. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool, man. So we've got a whole 8-year-old that can fit in here. I'm not sure if that's the use purpose here. Would you want to sleep in there? Is that comfortable?
If there's an air conditioner. So
no. Okay, hop on out. That's awesome. Give us a close on this here, Jack. Push this and then just watch your head. Now I wonder how painful it would be to get bonked by that edge.
So we tried it actually. My friend kind of sat here.
Oh no.
He sat here and actually it just hit it and then stopped. So it's actually pretty sensitive in terms of not closing on people.
Oh good, okay.
And same thing with the tonneau cover too.
Oh, good. That'll has a reverse too. That's a good ad. That's really good to know. Okay, so now let's take a peek inside and start exploring the inside of the car, and then we'll give it a drive. So that's wild. Yes, Jack. What do you got?
Can you open this one?
Heck yeah. Why don't you try to open it? Can an 8-year-old open it? Nice.
Because that's my only other drawback is the doors are heavier for sure, and so significant others, family, it might be a little bit of a pain to get in and out. And it's not like the Model X where the Model X opens and closes for you.
Jack, how heavy was that door? Kind of heavy, but you're pretty strong, right? You want to buckle up? How much room you got back there? You got plenty of leg room there? Yeah. All right, Jack, go ahead and buckle up. Oh. Very good feature for adults. You have 3 latch systems in the back. You can look at the middle seat and see the little icons there on the left and right of the bottom corner. Jack, can you show the little latch icons? You see those? Yeah, probably. Those indicate you should be able to fit 3 car seats or boosters back here. So we got a booster seat. Oh, cool. You went to that side. That makes this even easier for me. Thank you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see how much space we have and how easy this is to latch. Okay, that's very easy to latch. Thank goodness. I hate it when they're hard to get to. This one is on the right a little bit. Oh, this one's a little harder. Oh, nope, I missed. We'll get it, Jack. We get it. Got it. Okay. So, first booster's in. Look at that. Jack, you got plenty of room there next to the booster? Can you try sitting in the booster for me? Thanks, man. Good sport.
I can't unbuckle.
Oh, you can't unbuckle with the booster in there?
Yeah.
Now you can. There we go. All right. Yeah, so the booster is gonna cover up, it looks like, one of the buckles on the left or right. This is pretty common in almost every car. I have that struggle when you have a booster in the middle seat. They cover up somebody's seatbelt, but if I had to go in here and seatbelt buckle, yeah, there'd be a little bit of, I'd have to kind of shove them around, find that middle balance ground. But otherwise,
you can do both of them at the same time.
They're both exposed now?
Yeah.
Perfect. How does that look when I'm next to you? How do I feel? It's actually pretty good. I couldn't complain about this. Now, maybe a full car seat would be different. Like if we had Ella and Claire in giant car seats, you'd probably be squished, huh? Probably. Yeah, but that's okay. That's super normal. Look, you've got infotainment. Are you not entertained? Is this the door, like, override on the side here?
That's the window. No, that's the open door. You push that and the door opens. The override is
this handle.
Yeah, a little bit lower.
Okay, so in the event of a power loss, you can pull this up. You shouldn't do it unless you really need to, but you could pull this up and then open the door so you can get out. Do we have these in the back? Christian, could you take a peek there?
No.
No overrides in the back? That was consistent with the Model 3, is that they didn't actually have an override that I saw in the back.
I think mine has an override in the back.
Does it? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's really interesting. It's not intuitive. This one's better. A couple things I want to point out here. I love the logo of the Cybertruck that almost looks like it's weld etched onto here. Very cool. Kind of gives you a little bit of this rugged feeling for the car, as it should have since it's a truck. Love the buttons here. Not entirely sure what all of these do. What does the square button do? That's my backrest. This is up, down, forward, backwards.
Probably get lumbar support.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good. Maybe it's like a TBD software upgrade, you know.
Exactly.
Special feature to be determined. Yeah, that's it. You just hold it for 20 seconds. Okay, cool. So, some other things. Wait, where'd the red line go? There was a red line up here.
I think once you have to close all the doors and then start it, and that's the ambient LED lighting. Or maybe it's just turning off because it's on auto. There we go.
Oh, wow. So in even very bright light, that red LED strip is beautiful. Really love that touch. I'm actually surprised at how much I like that. And you could change the color of this?
Exactly. So if you go here, you can see all the different LEDs.
Oh, no way. Oh, wow. Oh, that's, okay, yeah, Jack.
And it does it back here too. There's strips back here on the doors.
Oh, do purple.
You want purple?
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I wonder if you could attach that to your user profile so that way if, you know, let's say Lauren gets in and it recognizes her car, it changes it to, let's say, a pink or purple or whatever she wants. And yeah, you also get the strips here, a little harder to see during the day, but very cool. I can't really see outside.
Yeah, because the tonneau cover is closed right now. So you can raise the suspension all through here and you can open and close the tonneau cover.
Wait, oh, when the tonneau cover is closed, you can't see outside.
You can't see outside, but you have a digital LED or a digital mirror right here.
Ah, that makes sense, right. Okay, that is very interesting. But if it's open, you can see outside.
If it's open, you can see outside, and you can also use the digital mirror if you need to as well.
Can we open it from in here?
Yes, so right here, there's a button. Oh, hit that. And you can hear it chugging along in the back.
Wow, look at that. Now I can see. And now I can use the mirror too. Yes. Wow, interesting. But you noticed a drop in efficiency driving with it open.
Exactly. It was definitely more inefficient, probably closer to like 250 to 200 miles of range if the tonneau cover was
So a pretty
open.
good drag.
Pretty good drag,
wow.
yeah.
Okay, and I can close it from here as well. And because it has some kind of, oh, sorry, I keep hitting open. Because it has the ability to sense pressure, it won't pinch somebody, hopefully.
Exactly. It's got like a safety.
Good.
Yeah.
Can we see the ride height difference? So you have it at entry. What does it
Ooh.
look like at high?
Yeah, you want to back up as I pop it up? Here, let's close all doors if y'all don't mind. All right, we're gonna go for a low height here. We're on entry right now, moving up to low. Now we're gonna go to medium. That's kind of bizarre. It's kind of eerie. I mean, it's like the X. The X does it too, and the other vehicles. So
I'm surprised how quick it is too. Like it just lifts up really quickly with the suspension.
That's pretty nice. Wow.
So right now we're at 14 inches of clearance, but the Cybertruck can go to 17, so it can still go even higher.
It has even
than
more
this.
room. Now, why would it go even higher?
For what's called off-road extraction mode, and so when you click that, you can see it gives you a warning, little disclaimer, and then you can go even higher by going back to controls, and now you can go to high, very high, and then extract and extract.
Have you ever tried it?
We did. We did the LA River, and we tried it against a Rivian, going up that angle, and it got up to 17 inches of clearance.
Let's try it. So raise the Cybertruck to maximum height. Only use when necessary. Here we go. We're going to extraction height. Got to get an extra 3 inches. You know, every inch matters.
What does that mean?
Holy smokes!
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's a draw. I almost feel like I need like the Sprinter handle here.
And like a running board underneath too.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's a lot higher than when we started filming.
Yep.
So now to get in, I mean, I would probably just go for a grab here. I could still, I'm a 5'9.5", and I can make it with a step. It's a good step though. You know, you feel it with tighter pants, and then kind of a grab in here. So it's doable, but wow, that's impressive. That's really cool. Now, you mentioned that one time you were getting in the vehicle, you dropped one of your cameras over here.
Yep.
And of course, you know, it's not a daily use case to drop things on it, but I do think it is disappointing that a camera dropping would almost penetrate that leather as quickly as it did.
It is, yeah.
That's a bummer. Because that's a full penetration. I mean, I wonder if you could almost like try to pop the leather up a little bit to kind of cover it again, but boy, it really got pushed in there. Like I wonder if you could get a tiny little screwdriver and pop that lip out on the other side, and then you just see a little tear versus this. But still, you might make it worse.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Which goes to show, like, this is supposed to be a rugged truck, but I do feel like the interior is just a little soft.
Bummer. We're gonna go, right now we're in the full left position. We're gonna go full right now. There we go. That was it. And we'll go full left again. It already feels vastly different from a regular car with the steer-by-wire feature. So, very excited about this. All right.
Can we do the back?
Oh, yeah, back. Okay, sure. Yeah. Buckle up and give this a shot.
Roll up your window. Now triple tap the front window.
Triple tap.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. And the sound effect too. Wait, somebody said something.
Oh man, it didn't go through.
It's from the Unveil event, 2019.
It's a clip of Elon going, oh man. And then he immediately walks up like, oh, well, it didn't go through.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh,
OMFG.
censored. Oh my effing God. That's
Exactly.
great. All right, let's give it a shot. Everybody ready? Buckled up? Oh, can he buckle? Oh, he can. And you were able to buckle too, McKay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have tested the buckle with a booster seat in place. All right, so let's give this a shot. And, oh, wow. This is substantially smoother already than any Tesla I've ever driven. And the Teslas are very smooth.
Yep.
This is really incredible. It immediately feels like I'm in an upgrade. It's like I just went from the iPhone 7 to like the iPhone 15 or something. That's weird, and also really cool. So first turn in it, oh wow. It is almost like a psychological like head trip, feeling the steering in this. This is very, very cool.
Yeah, it gets aggressive at low speeds, and then when you get to highway speeds, it's not as aggressive, but you do have to make adjustments on how much it turns.
There we go. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's nice though. Okay. Have you launched it?
I have not launched it, but 0 to 60 in 4.1, I think someone tested it and it was pretty quick.
Okay. Do you want to launch it in a safe spot?
If you want to.
Yeah, let's
Wait, how
precondition.
fast does it go?
We're about to find out. So we need to,
Controls, dynamics, sport.
and then is there a launch mode like the Plaids have,
That I have not found.
where they have like a precondition the battery feature?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So, okay, blinkers, no yokes, we're on the steering wheel. Okay, I love the mailman
everybody's
taking
just taking
photos.
pictures.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it gets attention everywhere.
That's nice. And how do I go to that rear view mirror again?
So it's actually a button right here.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, it's a physical button. But now it's showing me the side because I have my blinker set.
Yep.
And I imagine when I unset this, I'll go, ah, yeah, that's nice.
Exactly. But just like how this is a baby mirror, it's also a baby screen.
It's a little small there. Can you enlarge that at all?
Nope, not at all.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. I think what everybody says about it is true. It's smooth. And we're on the sport mode right now. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So let's see, we're going 54 now. If I try to go get another 10 miles on this.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Wow. So this is also half charged right now.
Exactly, 54%.
Okay.
Yeah, and going back to the comfort, like I've probably said this before in the past, but this is like 30% more comfortable than the Model X.
When you're back in the comfort mode?
When back in comfort mode, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Nice.
But also don't forget, these are on Unplugged Performance's 22-inch rims with the beefy tires, so it can still get more comfortable with the smaller rims and smaller tires.
That's a good point. How much did that cost you, the tires?
So they're just letting me demo them right now.
Wow,
just
that's
because
so-
one of the first Cybertrucks and first 22-inch rims on a Cybertruck.
Nice. That's really cool. Okay, so I guess while we make this turn here, Christian, I've got to reveal why I can't buy a Cybertruck right now. You may have noticed it in the last 2 minutes. I've had to drive, and I'm not the best driver. So this car does not have autopilot, despite you having paid for FSD. This does not yet have autopilot or FSD, which I have to say, I wouldn't use it then. I would stick to my Plaid until they actually had it out, mostly because I feel FSD is not only so safe, but it's so comfortable. Even just me looking back right now, I feel wrong looking back because I don't have FSD on right now. And even with FSD, obviously you want to pay attention to the road, but boy, it just gives you that extra feeling of comfort of having a co-pilot with you, and one that's really good, that you could trust in 95 to 99% of circumstances. And you kind of get used to knowing where it's going to be funky. So it's almost like you know where it's going to need your help, and you know where it's not going to need your help, which almost gives you 100% reliability on FSD. My belief is that you go $200 a month to pay for FSD when you want it on subscription, or Tesla should have a feature where they charge you $300 a month, but that $100 extra goes to pay down principal on FSD.
That's a good idea. And that's probably why in this past quarter, where they still are giving free FSD for 3 months by using a Tesla referral code, link down below in the description.
Heck yeah.
So that people can try it, get hooked, and then pay the money for it.
Yeah, good call. All right, so let's see how we turn over here. This should be fun.
Oh, nice.
Nice tight turn, which should be easy with these wheels, I guess, with the turn in the back. But this is mega tight. So, and this is a massive car for this. There's no way I'm gonna make that. Nice, thanks. Are you ever gonna hit the curb?
No, you're good.
What about the front?
You're good.
I have no idea how close I am to this, because this wide angle right here is not indicating to me how close I am to that. I've never made a turn in this car before, so I don't know where that is. But it's got the radius.
We made it.
It made it. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, because that's the second drawback with this. Like, as
You want to
good.
stay out there for a sec, McKay? Yeah. Okay, I'll come right back and get you. All right, I'll go. Sorry, what's the second drawback?
As good as how these cameras are, there's no parking sensors. So no indication of when you're backing up to stuff. And like other Teslas that have the park assist with the cloud, this doesn't have it.
Wow. All right, here we go. All right. Half-charged Cybertruck on comfort mode, actually. And I have to say, it's pretty good. It's no plaid charged up, but that's pretty good. Hello. This is so cool. You are a celebrity in this driving around. I mean, that person sped up to catch up to us just to get a picture of this car, and we've got a whole crowd of children right here just looking at the car.
Yeah.
So very, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go pick up McKay. Yeah, let's try backing up. Let's see how backing up goes. Oh, that's so eerie because I don't have a mirror, and I'm a mirror backer-upper.
Ah, yeah. And no sensors either. No.
I see McKay. Yeah, the no parking sensors, or really just turning sensors, is odd. Now, we keep seeing videos on X.com of how good the sensors are getting just based on the cameras. So I would guess in the future, we'll get our parking sensors via a software update. It's almost like we're driving a little bit of an MVP here, like a minimally viable product. But I don't know how I feel about that, because I'd be bumping into walls or turns, and taking this into a parking structure might be a little harder.
Well, I mean, anything you hit, you're gonna win. So
I'll win, like surviving, but I don't think I'll win the repair costs.
exactly.
You know?
And the wait time on repairs, like let's say you damage it, it's gonna be 6-12 months for something to get fixed.
Yikes. Okay, so let's head back here.
But you can see like the steer-by-wire, it is a little weird at first, but once you get used to it, it's like perfectly nice.
Yeah, it's I mean, very intuitive, and it's comfortable is what the steer-by-wire is. It's comfortable. I feel like I'm fighting the car less in trying to make those wider turns or tighter turns, whatever. I'm fighting the wheel less. It's quite frankly like this is just a joystick playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, or Yoke playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, where I'm controlling a whole, Boeing 57, and there's very little resistance to the action that I'm making.
Exactly, and that adds to the comfort of driving. Like you've probably been in other Teslas where if you're driving on the highway, you get blown around with the high winds. This, because of the weight and size, it just cuts through and just drives straight. You don't have to worry about it.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my favorite steering wheel is no steering wheel, though, and unfortunately, I have to drive this one because there's no FSD. Dang it! Don't trust me driving. Thanks for trusting me driving.
Not yet.
What?
Not yet that there's no self-driving.
You think it's coming? Yeah? Jack, how long until FSD comes out?
What's FSD?
Full self-driving.
Self-driving?
4 years later.
Probably like when like they come out with, or like more people buy them.
Ah, so you think we've got to get thousands of people owning the Cybertrucks first so they could test the systems maybe, and then when they're comfortable to deploy FSD, the full self-driving, then it'll come out.
Yeah.
So, Elon time, 2 weeks, 2 years.
Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, find the dip, find the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all this running by Wall Street, it's making me.
That's nice.
That's sick.
Jack, you're loving that, huh? Christian, can you come close and see if we can get this to like splash me in the face? Because I want to say.
Get splashed
Come
in the
back, come next
face.
to me then. We could say the Cybertruck squirted us. Come here.
No, I don't.
All right, here we go. Wow, how am I not getting squirted? This is amazing.
Can I get squirted?
It would not squirt me.
Nope.
Let me try over here, maybe. The Cybertruck refuses to squirt me, Kevin.
Wait, can
That's not bad.
will it squirt me?
Do you want to get
Probably,
Can
do
it
some
squirt
photos.
me?
Apparently not. That's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. So you were mentioning that one complaint is it releases just a little bit, and sometimes that's not enough to actually get you a clean windshield because it's actually launching the fluid from various different points on the actual wiper itself.
Exactly. And what the cool thing is, you didn't get wet, but it does collect all the fluid here and drains it all the way down here at the bottom.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, it drains out over here. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. They have like a little channel here. Not bad. Okay. That platform might get a little dirty then, depending on how dirty your window is. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So how can people follow you?
Dennis CW. On my channel, I talk about how to get the best deal on a Tesla, good financing rates, and get good payments for Teslas.
This was so amazing. Thank you so much for driving this out here. That was so nice.
I got a gift for you as well.
No way. Oh my gosh, let's go. Cybertruck hoodie, bro. Dude, thank you, man.
course,
That's
man.
so nice of you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So where does that leave me? Well, I will say, shockingly disappointed about a full self-driving. I don't think that is going to hold back on any Cybertruck sales. And obviously, we know full self-driving is going to come. That's like the definition of Tesla. So am I really worried about that as a shareholder long-term? No. Am I really worried about those rough edges on the CT? Not really. I mean, who's walking into these? I think it's not great. I think there are going to be ways maybe we could put like a clear edge rubber film on it, like a silicone film. Maybe it's an option, something to make it a little bit more comfortable. But we're talking nominal. I don't love that the metal comes up as high as it does at the back of the Cybertruck bed, but if you didn't have that edge, you'd have the plastic edge, and that might get more damaged as you're potentially loading things into the back, so you kind of have a little bit more of a sturdy container this way. So the complaints are really, really minor. Obviously, I'm not going to drive it until I have FSD, just because there's a reason I bought a car in 2017 with autopilot, which this car also doesn't have. Look, eventually that will come. The car is going to sell everything they produce until FSD and autopilot come. So that is not a negative for the stock. In terms of once we're past that, is this a bullish catalyst for the stock? Absolutely. Because it shows that Tesla can create a completely innovative product, and I'm left with minor complaints. Most of them which will end up being fixed. Those parking sensors will be there. The turning radius was way better than I thought it was. I just couldn't tell because of the first time driving the vehicle. Overall, I have to say, pretty bullish. I was expecting to be a little bit more disappointed, and even though I was disappointed about FSD, that shocked me. As an investor, I'm not so worried about it because we'll get past that. What I'm most excited about, which I don't think folks realize, is that steer-by-wire is really just the prelude to the robotaxi. This is like an on-the-road test of their steer-by-wire systems to set up for robotaxi. The rail system in the back is just phase 1 of the van expansion mode, and that's when we can actually make a profitable Rivian-style delivery truck or Sprinter van or Ford Transit, and Tesla can actually compete in that space as well. So in my opinion, this is just the foundation of an amazing future for the company. So very excited about that. And we're not even talking Robotaxi, Optimus, or otherwise yet. So that's my bottom line on this. Thank you so much for watching this. Always make sure to subscribe. Check out everything at meetkevin.com that we sell. And also check out the POV shot for that camera. That's all linked down in the description. Thanks so much. Bye.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.